After talking to you guys yesterday, I really didn't expect coming back until next week. I mean, the Blue Jays seemed to have the roster set. Everything seemed okay. They're just kind of getting ready for the season. And obviously, we were supposed to watch a Jays game today, right? Jays and Braves. No, that didn't happen because of the rain. It got canceled. We're like, damn it. Oh, at least we get to watch them tomorrow. The Blue Jays go out there, though. Or let me be more specific. Ross and Mark go out there and make a trade with the Colorado Rockies, trading away Randal Grichuk for RAIMEL TAPIA and Adrian Pinto. So first off, Jays fans are like, damn, Grichuk's gone. And that was my first reaction. I didn't see it happening. Because we talked about it so much about Grichuk being traded, this and that, the strikeouts, the ground ball double plays, all this stuff from Grichuk. We didn't expect it to actually happen, though. The Jays go out there and they add a piece that they need. They add a lefty bat that will probably come off the bench or platoon with guys, or, with Gurriel in left, or Teo when he needs to DH in right field, or whatever the case may be. So that'll be the situation there. But first off, let's talk about Randal Grichuk. Before we talk about what the Jays got, let's talk about Randal Grichuk. I mean, obviously, a lot of Jays fans know what Grichuk is. He does incredible in the first couple months of the season. We've seen basically every year in his career. And he kind of falls off. Or he has at least a month or two span in the season where he does unbelievable. We're like, damn, he's figured it out. We said it last year. He had his April and May numbers were fantastic. Even a little bit of June was great. And we're like, damn, this guy may have actually figured it out. No, he had an abysmal end of the season. And he was he was not even in an everyday role at that point. He was kind of a guy coming off the bench after that. So it was kind of a wild ride for Grichuk, but it has been his entire Jays career. Plus, he was making a bit of money, so the Jays probably wanted to shed a little bit of that. And they RAIMEL TAPIA, obviously the main piece in the trade. However, this Adrian Pinto guy, I'm going to get to him in a second. I really, really like him. RAIMEL TAPIA is a very interesting player. And what I mean by that, he's not going to give you above average defense, right? He's more or less a corner outfielder. He's only played, 15 games in center field, since 2019 or something like that. So basically not much, which scares a little bit, scares us all a little bit, because what if George Springer has an injury of some sort? Who do you play in center field then, right? Because Gurriel, no. It's already a carousel in left field. Teo in right field, that's kind of where he should be. He's not really the greatest right fielder anyways, so you don't want to put him in center field. It's got to be Tapia then, right? And at that point, do you really feel confident in him enough? I don't know. And that's the one thing I look at. I'm like, damn, that's a bit of a red flag. Let's get to his numbers, though. Tapia had 273 on the season last year, 327 on base percentage, and a 372 slugging percentage. So obviously, basically nothing. An OPS of under 700 at 699. So, not pretty in that sense. And I looked up a bunch of videos on Tapia, and what it seemed is that when Tapia hits line drives and balls in the air, he does incredible. I mean, the numbers look great. But all of last year, he's just pounding the ball in the ground. And obviously, that's not going to do much for your OPS, your slugging percentage. None of that stuff is going to go well. He has speed, which the Jays don't have. So, if this guy, if somehow Guillermo Martinez and the Jays developmental staff and all that stuff, even though Tapia's 28, 29 years old, if they can find a way to get that swing level and get things on a line, this guy could be a damn good player for the Blue Jays. Now, obviously, it's all ifs, ands, or buts. Last year, he had 26 doubles, 50 RBIs, 20 stolen bases, walked 40 times, only struck out 70 times. So that's the thing about him, right? He's been pounding the ball in the ground. If he can find a way to hit the line drive, he doesn't strike out much. Only 70 times in 133 games last year. Walked 40 times, so that ratio is pretty good. He's not a free agent until after the 2023 season. So the Jays have 2 full years with the guy. So it's going to be very interesting. Plus, he's making $7 million less a season than Randal Grichuk. So there's a big gap there. However, they're all ifs, ands, or buts, and waits and sees. That's really the way it is. And the crazy thing about Tapia, and I think I saw the video, was the best bad player in the league, and it was Tapia, because it's again, it's crazy. You're just pounding the ball on the ground, but when he doesn't, his stuff is incredible. Home runs. He didn't hit a lot of home runs last year. You know the guys he hit against, though? Maybe not last season, but in the past, Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, Walker Buehler, It's like those guys, you don't, if you're going to hit home runs off anybody, you don't expect it to be those dudes. It shows that it's in there for this guy. He's got to find a way to make it work. And hey, Will with the Blue Jays, we'll have to wait and see. But he does give you that left-handed bat off the bench with speed that's going to put bat to ball. He's not going to go in there and like Randal Grichuk, strike out 150 times a season. No, he ain't going to do that. So that's in my opinion. I know a lot of people are like, well, strikeouts, you take that over home runs, all the win shares, this and that. Look, I hate strikeouts. For me personally, I despise them. They're the most useless out you could possibly have. They do literally nothing for your team. At least, a ground ball or a fly ball can do something for your team. A strikeout's absolutely useless. Grichuk did that a ton. We all know the double plays that guy grounded into was ridiculous. And even if Tapia is going to hit a bunch of ground balls, he's got the speed to beat out double plays. Now, Randal Grichuk's still pretty quick as well, so I'm not going to cut him short. But it's going to be an interest. I don't think the Jays won it in that sense. I think there's more or less, they got their need with the power back going to Coors Field, which looks great. The Jays got a lefty bat who's going to come off the bench or platoon with guys and, move around the outfield. And he's got some speed. He puts bat to ball, which is great. The one piece that I look at, and it's honestly the last piece of this deal that I look at is like, why did this even need to happen? Adrian Pinto. All right, I bring this guy up because obviously him in cash considerations, obviously the big man himself, cash, was the other piece. The Jays sent that to Colorado. But this Adrian Pinto kid, now, and I say kid, he's 19 years old, right? He's a second baseman, shortstop, and center field. That's what it said on Baseball Reference. He's 5'6". So little mini Jose Altuve, a $156. He doesn't weigh much, from Venezuela. Like, this little guy is, I don't know, and his numbers were ridiculous. Now, will it amount to anything with the Blue Jays? Will he end up being trade bait? Possibly, and that's what you could use him as down the road, if need be. But I look at this kid in the Dominican Summer League for the Rockies affiliate. Okay? So again, 19 years old, this is way down in the minor leagues. But listen to these numbers. They're off the charts. Everything you can think of is off the charts. 360 batting average. I mean, this is like 55 games played. So again, not a massive sample size, 177 plate appearances, or at bat, but the numbers are just so off the charts. 360 batting average, a 487 on base percentage, 543 slugging percentage, an OPS of 1.029, which is basically what Vladdy was doing for the majority of the season. Yeah, it's that and a bit better in that league. He also had, 15 doubles, 4 triples, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs, 41 stolen bases in like 50-odd games. He had 33 walks and 18 strikeouts. We always talk about how walks and strikeouts, you want to see about the same number, this and that. If it's about that, then hey, they're a pretty good player. They put bat to ball a lot. 38 walks to 18 Ks. This kid was just dominating down there. Now, will it amount to anything? Obviously, that's what prospects are. You don't know. But I would have been fine with Tapia for Grichuk straight up, but it would kind of make sense. The fact that they added this young fella, who, by the way, also won MVP in that Dominican Summer League. I thought it was pretty wild. I thought it was pretty wild stuff. I'll take it any day. But for Jays fans, honestly, I don't think this is a trade that we look at and say, damn, the Jays absolutely fleeced them. It's a wait-and-see deal for me. Look, you got rid of a guy in Randal Grichuk who it was an influx of what you already have, right? A power right-handed bat, a lot of swing and miss in his game, grounding in double plays a ton. Defensively, though, Grichuk was always solid. Whether it was right field, even in center field, he was okay. Like he did a decent job when Springer was gone. And for Tapia, that's a question mark there. Can he fill into that role? That's something we're gonna have to wait and see, though, how this whole thing plays out with Tapia, and that's barring any injuries occurring, which it's bound to happen at some point. You're telling me George Springer's going to play 162 or even 150? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen down the road, but you've got to make sure you have that depth. And will Tapia be able to play center field if that happens? He might have to. Like, he might have to do that. So I don't know what's going to end up happening. I like the addition, and if he can tweak a couple things, like get that hard ball, hit a lot more line drives, man, this guy can be a damn good player if he can start ripping line drives. Now, we've seen what the Jays have done with other players down the road and revitalizing them a little bit, which is great. But will he be able to do it in the Toronto Blue Jays organization? That's a wait-and-see game. I mean, I like the deal because it adds something that you don't have and you needed. However, it leaves another hole like center field, and really, what's this guy going to be of impact? He's not a power bat. So late in the game, down by 1, you're not going to bring in this lefty bat to crush a home run because you're not going to be able to with Tapia. He's not going to come in and do that for you. So you lose that. I mean, do you run with Greg Bird, like a left-handed power bat? I don't know. It's going to be, I don't know what they're going to do, but you know what, Jays fans? I'm going to leave you with this. Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro, in my opinion, have done everything they possibly can to gain our trust. I'm not saying they're on Masai Ujiri level as of right now, but they have brought in George Springer. They have brought this team to a contending team. They have signed Kevin Gausman. They got Kikuchi. They traded for Matt Chapman. Like, they've done all this great stuff without touching their top tier prospects. So this move that a lot of people are like, okay, look, Tapia's a fan favorite from Colorado. They loved him there. So that's where I'm hoping he can be like that for the Blue Jays, and people will love him here too. I don't know. We'll see though. But they have earned the right to get our trust. So I don't know a whole lot about Tapia, even after looking at videos. Adrian Pinto, you don't know what's going to happen there. We're going to be trade bait. Is he going to be a future player for your team? We don't know. We know what Randal Grichuk is and was for the Toronto Blue Jays. So these guys have earned our trust in this deal. I will wait and see. But from the looks of it, it's not a bad deal. You get a young prospect, and a very good one at that. He's in their top 20 prospects. He was their 19th best prospect in the Rockies organization. And you get a guy who's going to play in your team this year in Tapia, who's going to make an impact, whether it's a good impact or an impact or a bad impact, we will see. All right, so you know what, Jays fans? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you like the trade for the Toronto Blue Jays, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the trade. Let me know in the comments below everything your thoughts on this Blue Jays trade with the Colorado Rockies. Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM to that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. I will talk to you guys Leafs edition Saturday night. Saturday night, as they're in Montreal taking on the Canadiens, looking to build on last night's great win against the Devils. As for the Toronto Raptors, they're in action tonight in the biggest game of the season against the Cleveland Cavaliers at Scotiabank Arena. And as for the Toronto Blue Jays, if anything else happens, I'll talk to you guys then. But if not, I will talk to you guys on Wednesday, breaking down, this past week's games for the Toronto Blue Jays. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk to you guys then.